Betrayal is a uniquely devastating experience because of its singular prerequisite. For it to exist at all, it requires your absolute trust. You do not suffer betrayal at the hands of a sworn enemy. The deepest wounds are inflicted by the people you love, the ones you opened your soul to. Thousands of years ago, King David recorded this shock in Psalm 55. He observed that he could easily endure an enemy's insult. The true agony came from a companion, a close friend with whom he once enjoyed sweet fellowship. The devastation hits because the person who represented your greatest place of safety suddenly becomes the source of your emotional destruction. In the immediate aftermath, you are left guarded. You walk through life wounded, calculating the risk of every interaction and wondering if you will ever be able to trust anyone again. While you sit in that silence, it can feel as though your suffering is invisible. Yet the moment the offense occurred, heaven moved. God transforms the nature of the event itself, redesigning the trajectory of the betrayal. That experience of profound isolation actually serves as the specific trigger for divine intervention. The account of Joseph provides a striking look at this transformation. Betrayed by his own blood, he was thrown into a pit by his brothers, who lied to their father and sold him into slavery. What followed was a long, taxing season. Joseph lived through years of abandonment, false accusations in a foreign land, and the cold reality of prison. Yet years later, Joseph stands before his brothers and reveals the truth found in Genesis 50:20. The harm they intended was the very thing God used to preserve many lives. This perspective acknowledges the weight of the pain while reclaiming its purpose. God takes the weight designed to sink you and uses it to anchor your future. The betrayal is a transitional phase. It is a necessary part of the process God uses for your elevation. This change rarely happens in an instant. Joseph did not move from the pit to the palace overnight. The period between the wound and recovery serves a specific function. It builds a spiritual fortitude exceeding the strength of the betrayal itself. This raw pain forces a reliance on God that births deeper prayer and a new sense of purpose. This timeline proves that Genesis 50:20 is a functional law of restoration. It provides a structural foundation for your recovery rather than a temporary emotional comfort. The agonizing weight is never empty suffering. It is the active, deliberate building of your future authority. This ancient process remains active today. Consider a woman abruptly abandoned by her husband after 15 years of marriage. He left her and their children for someone else. Her entire sense of self shattered, leaving her trapped for years in the loop of asking why this happened to her. Eventually, she used the specific pain of that abandonment to start a counseling ministry for single mothers, helping other families survive their own crises. The reality of betrayal remains the same across history. The weapon designed to break you becomes the tool you use to build a path for others. This applies to your own life, whether from a sudden breakup, a partner who stole your future, or a friend spreading malicious gossip. The promise holds. God positions the betrayed. He takes the exact pain inflicted upon you and uses it to set up a future rescue. Refuse to let the pain define what comes next. Let the offense push you closer to God instead, allowing Him to use the wound for its intended purpose. True healing begins when you turn your focus from the person who hurt you to the Word of God. Your pain serves as the essential material required for the story God is writing for you.